Well, 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 looky what we have here. We have ourselves a set of Toyota, I believe they're either 4Runners or pickup rims, not exactly sure. You know they're Toyota because they have these little dishy pieces here to hold on the center little clip-on Toyota lug, center lug, right? Center cap. Anyway, these rims here are like the go-to rims for demolition derby. Now, there is a downside to these Toyota ones that they're 15-inch. If you get Mazda ones from 86 to 93, they are actually 14-inch. And you can get them in chrome as well. So what makes these rims so popular for demolition derbies? So first off, I don't know if you can see this very well, but that steel is super thick. That's almost, I'm going to say, a 1/4-inch thick steel there. You might be able to get a better look at it right there. So one, the steel is very thick. With all these extra little bubbles in it, it's very hard to actually bend these rims. Possible, but very hard to do. Now, the second thing that you're going to notice is that you don't see a valve stem on this. The valve stem is actually located down here and sticks through. So if you put a really, really short valve stem, it will only come to about here. And then right there, there's no chance of that getting knocked off. So that is what makes these rims super popular. One, they're thick. Two, they're relatively cheap. They're getting a little bit more expensive now that people know what they are, but compared to a Chevy SS rim, these are still pretty cheap. And three, the valve stem will get not be able to get knocked off. And I'm going to show you the fourth reason. These are already a pretty narrow rim, but to narrow a conventional rim where this mounting surface is located in the center of the rim is a little bit harder than to do it to the ones where it's mounted at the face. So at the face, we're able to cut out what we want and narrow this rim, and that's what we're going to do today. One of the last reasons why these rims are so popular with compact guys is the actual offset. There is not a big offset on this rim, so it does not stick out of your fender well very much. What we're going to do today is we're going to take the torch and we're going to cut it here, and then we're going to take about 1 inch out of this rim. Let's find a tape measure. Right now, this rim is from tire mounting to tire mounting, 6 inches wide. I want to take that down to a 5-inch. Maybe a 4.5. Maybe a 4.5. We'll see. We'll see, but I'm going to aim for 5 inches and then see what comes up and see how my math works out. So what I'm going to do is I have this device here, which is just a 5-on-4.5 little lug thing that slides into a trailer hitch. I just got those for scrap one day. I'm going to mount that to a table. I'm going to find a way to mount this to that. We're going to put weld-on centers on them to eventually, but not right now because I lent them out to a buddy and he seemed to have lost them. And then we're going to set up a jig so that we can just spin this really slowly and have the torch kind of cut through it, so then that way it's as straight as it can be. You can use a mini grinder as well, but try to set it up so that you can do it repeatedly. I've seen stuff online where guys use plasma cutters. Basically, if you're going to be doing a lot of these, try to set it up so that you can do them quickly. If you're just doing 1 or 2, like I'm going to be, make something that's easily set upable and take down and then just kind of store it. But the weather is really crap outside today. It is freezing rain, hardcore freezing rain, and we're just going to try to stay in the shop today and make some custom one-off rims for our derby cars this year. I've come up with a plan, but that 6-lug design will not allow me to be able to bolt this on. I did find one mini center, as you can see it. These are made by Fab Farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mini grinder and I'm going to cut from here. Oh, there you go. Oh, come on, marker, come on. I have faith in you. Come on. Come on. I'm going to take I'm going to take a mini grinder and I'm going to go from here straight across. Oh, you stupid marker. Right across there, just like that. I don't know if you can see that. This marker sucks. What we're trying to do is we're trying to open up the center of this. Now, I'm going to show you what I do to these centers, and I know what a lot of you other guys do to these centers, so let me show you the difference. I just cut across the top of these 6 bolts here like this, just making this hole a lot bigger. And then I weld the adapter on the back. On these Toyotas, you'll see that you cannot really weld this adapter on the front side, but if you come from the back side, you can weld it. And by cutting it across there, you can get pretty good welds on the front side, and then when you flip it over, you can weld all the way around the back side as well. So you're getting double the amount of welds instead of just a butt weld when you've cut out your full circle and weld in your circle. Because that's not going to work with this style of rim. Unfortunately, it's not, but... Okay, so let's get the mini grinder, and we're going to cut straight across all 6 of these, and then we'll mount this onto the rim. I'm just going to tack weld this on there for now so it can start spinning on that hub assembly. I have this set up as best as I can, but I'm not overly pleased with it. As you can see, the torch, ready, gets real close around the valve stem and then separates away, comes back. Now this center is not welded in. I don't really want to weld it in because I only have one center and I have 2 rims to do. So if I weld this center into this rim, then I'm kind of out of luck for the rest of them. I'm going to take my time and try to center this perfectly, or at least better than what it is. It's pretty close right now, but I want it better. Because it's going to honestly make this cut 100 times nicer, and then the welds are going to go nicer, and everything's going to go nicer. So I want to try to spend the time to get this thing a little bit better than this. After about 20 minutes of messing with it, I gave up and just tack welded the weld-in center to the back. So, here we go. Take a look. That looks much better to me. What we're going to do now is we're going to start the torch, we're going to preheat, and then we're going to just wedge the torch into here so it's in the on position and then slowly rotate the rim. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the back side away, and then we'll move it in, and then we'll cut here again, so then that way it still stays attached to my actual jig that I have just kind of rigged up. But we want to cut this flat spot out, and the reason we don't want to cut the whole flat spot out, we just want to cut most of it out. You need this flat spot on the rim to be able to put the tire onto the rim. You get completely rid of this, and the tire, you can get it on, but it's a lot more messing around. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try to cut out, let me get a measuring tape. This piece right here, I'm going to say is about 2 inches wide, so I want to cut about 1.5 inches out of this rim. So that will take this 6-inch rim down to a 4.5. So that's kind of the number I'm after. 4.5 inch wide rim. The only downside is this is a 15. I really wish this was a 14. I know there's a way I can turn this into a 14, but it's definitely not worth it for me to do that. Well, let's get this torch going, and we will cut this inside lip off, and then we will narrow the rim, and then we'll kind of tack it back together. Now, a lot of you guys are asking, why am I going through all the effort to narrow this rim? And the real reason is, the more narrow the rim, the more less likely the tire is to come off the rim, and you can run more narrow tires. If you have a really wide rim and you put an average tire on it, the tire is going to want to come off. But by running a more narrow of a rim, the tire is going to kind of wedge itself on there and be less likely to come off the rim in the demolition derby. So let's get this rim cut. So the Princess Auto torch did really not work that well. I did have to go around with the grinder just to kind of clean up where the torch went. It's a pretty good Princess Auto torch head, but the problem is I lent it to a buddy and he turned the oxygen up to 80 because my dials don't really work that well. But anyway, the torch is kind of screwed. So it's hard to keep the torch going, but it's been cut. It's really hot. That's one thing I wish I had thought of before that, was put gloves on, because I ended up burning my hands. Don't really want to pick it up as of yet. But now to this face here, I'm going to get the stick welder out. And I'm going to leave the MIG welder out and then get the stick welder, because the stick welder, I can really put the heat to it and it won't turn off. We're going to fully weld the back of this weld and center on. And then let's see if I can spin this without burning myself. Yeah, it's just like that. And then down here, where the face of the rim actually meets the body of the rim, they've got good welds, but then they stop. So there's sections of weld where there is no, sections of the rim where there is no weld. So we're going to go around and we're going to re-weld that and just make sure that's a really good weld all the way around there. All the weld that you can put in there is basically going to add to the strength of this rim. So feel free to pour it in there. We still have our valve stem hole, so we haven't messed that up yet. But I don't know, let's get some welding done to this rim. I'm going to preheat my rods on my stove and then get going. So my camera died and I had to go in the house and grab the other battery. But what we have here is 6 inches on a factory inside lip to inside lip on these Toyota 4Runner rims. Now here we have my Toyota 4Runner rim with the new weld-in center put into it. And inside lip to inside lip, you're now looking at about 4, we're going to say 3/8 of an inch. And overall, it's really not that bad. So I'm overly happy about this. Now, what I'm not overly happy about is that these hit the Toyota brake calipers. So the next step is to try to find a way how to get this onto a Toyota without hitting the brake caliper. I don't have any tires right off the top of my head that I'm going to be able to put onto this, but I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open. Because it's a 15-inch, it kind of threw a little bit of a wrench into my plan. I really did think these were 14 inches, but I was wrong, and that does happen every now and then. But we have one done, and I did have to weld the weld-in center into that, so we will be waiting for the rest of the weld-in centers to come from Jeffy's Fad Farm. And then we'll be doing the other one, so then we have ourselves a matching pair. I ran electrical tape over top of my welds just so that there'd be no sharp edges to catch the tube when I put a tube inside this. But other than that, this is completely done. You can still see that we have our valve stem hole 100% exposed. And now we have a set of narrowed Toyota 4Runner rims for the 2018 Derby seasons. Well, we have one done. This took me about 2.5 hours to do. That's including setting up the jig, grinding, welding, everything. How I look at as is, I seen these for sale, but they were SS rims at the swap meet in New York. That was my first ever Derby swap meet. They wanted, I think it was $250 or $300 American for these. With the amount of work that goes into this, I'm looking about 5 hours to putting into just building these two. And then when you factor in the cost of these rims are selling for almost $40 a piece these days. Then you're talking about the weld-in centers. Now you're talking an extra $12, $15 for the weld-in centers. So just for materials, not including hydro, not including my torch of gases or anything like that, I'm talking $100 in parts just to do this. Next time I'm down there, I'm going to pre-order a set already made, because realistically, the amount of time, materials, energy, everything like that, I personally think it's going to be cheaper just to buy them. Now these ones I did get a good deal on, so I wasn't super upset about that, and I did have a couple of these weld-in centers, but sometimes it's easier to buy it already pre-made. Up to you though, guys, that's just my opinion. So what do you guys think of my narrowed multi-center rims? Leave a comment down below, and thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.